Hello, my blessed nature lovers, those that work with crystals, essential oils, and the other gifts of nature. I'm Adam Barralet, and this is our final session of our 7 chakras in 7 days. Bit of bittersweet. Rapt to be sharing this knowledge with you and talking about some really exciting crystals and oils and the crown chakra, the most spiritual of our chakras, but a bit sad because this will be our last time together for this week. However, I'm very, very excited about my new Nature Healers online course that I'm launching. I've been promoting it and I've got a special offer all about that. So stay tuned for that and I'll let you know about that special offer. If you join the Nature Healers course this month, I'll tell you about that at the end of this live. So today we're looking at the crown chakra. The crown chakra is located at the crown of our head. And as we work our way up, as you may have noticed as we go through the week, we start with the base chakra, which is about our sense of survival and feeling safe in the world, able to adapt to change. It governs our animalistic behaviours and how much we feel that we can kind of sustain ourselves on those basic needs of food, shelter and feeling safe. As we go up throughout the days, we've been going through the chakras and they actually become more spiritual until we get to our crown chakra. So we're going to be testing our crown chakra today, and of course to test our crown chakra and all of our chakras, oh, my pendulum's a bit lopsided, you're going to need your pendulum. So if your pendulum is within running distance and you don't have it with you, then definitely go and grab your pendulum. Hello Vicky, good to see you again. Thank you for joining us. So grab this one while I'm going to talk a little bit about the crown chakra for a moment. So the crown chakra is our most spiritual connection. It governs our spirituality and our understanding of why we're here. So we're really going to look at, we talked yesterday about the third eye chakra, and this one as well can be very underactive in a lot of people because they're just not connected to their spirituality. However, that may not be the case with all the people watching right now because you're interested in spirituality, you're interested in crystals, nature, and essential oils. So let's get our pendulum ready. Just in case this is the first one you've watched, what we're going to do is we're going to work out where our chakra is energy-wise. Now you may have heard that often chakras are open or closed. Now knowing that a chakra is an energy center, a chakra can't open or close. Energy doesn't open and close, it ebbs and flows. It can be strong or weak. It changes from one form to another. So your chakras don't really open or close, it's not really an option. What will happen is it will be underactive or low in energy, overactive and high in energy, or balanced. So we're going to have an imaginary scale that I like to work with, which is 1 to 100. 1 would be severely underactive, 100 would be severely overactive. And what you're going to be somewhere in between there and move up and down that. So we're going to find out where you are today. So grab your pendulum and you can either pinch it like that from the top, or some people like to drape it over 2 fingers. You're going to hold that in the hand that you write with. And what we're going to do, we're going to stabilize that nicely. The question I want you to ask is, let me get my nice and still. Show me the energy of a balanced chakra. Show me the energy of a balanced chakra. Show me the energy of a balanced chakra. Now you don't need to say it out loud, you can just say it in your mind and you're kind of vibing towards your pendulum. And so, as I always say, as a good looking person at the other end of the club, you're vibing at them, come talk to me, come talk to me. And after a while, you'll get a bit of a swing on that pendulum. Now I don't want you to worry today about direction, just we're looking for how much is it moving. So that, whatever you're getting there, you can see how much mine is swinging, yours may be swinging more or less for a balanced chakra. That is your 50 point on that scale of 1 to 100. So that is what a balanced chakra is going to look like for me today. Now I always like to ask my pendulum each time I'm doing this, and it can be different for different pendulums, different people, different days, and if you're working on someone, you may find it different. So that's our 50 point. So then what we're going to do is we're going to stabilize it nice and still again, putting our other hand on our crown, and show me the energy of my crown chakra. Show me the energy of my crown chakra. Keep on asking that question. And start to see how much of a swing you get. Show me the energy of my crown chakra. And as you can see, mine at the moment, and considering I've just rushed in the door and I've just been teaching another workshop somewhere, this doesn't surprise me too much. Oh, it's picking up a bit now. Maybe because I just sat in front of a bunch of crystals, but it's swinging less. So at the moment, I have an underactive crown chakra, I would say. It'd be safe to say. Now remember that chakras will ebb and flow all the time, depending on what's happening in your life. So it may be underactive now, it might swing overactive later on, but what we're looking at right now, So I have an underactive. So we're going to look, at what your pendulum may have had, and we're going to look at the different cases of what crystals and what oils to work with. Why are we working with different crystals and different oils when there's a different, when your chakra's in a different state? Because not all crystals and oils are the same. I always like to use the base chakra as a beautiful example. If the base chakra is overactive, would we put a fiery red crystal like a ruby on it? No! That's like telling a hyperactive child to settle down and giving them a Red Bull. It's not going to work. So what we're going to do is we're going to work with violet crystals today, because this is our violet chakra, and we're going to look at which ones... Vicky just asked, what does it mean if it doesn't swing around? So Vicky, hopefully you got some kind of movement when you said what is a balanced chakra, and then if it swung less than that, that would suggest it's underactive. Now sometimes pendulums will go different ways, sometimes they'll go backwards and forwards and all different things. Don't worry about direction, just worry about rate of swing. Was it swinging more the first time, or the second time, or less the second time? And that's your overactive or underactive. Hope that makes sense. So, when the crown chakra, our spiritual center, is overactive, a very little movement might be very underactive crown chakra at this point in time, Vicky, but I've got some awesome crystals for you. And I've got I dug up some rare ones to talk about later in the broadcast as well. So stay tuned. So, overactive chakra. How do we know when this is overactive? Well, we can see it in behavior. You may have met these people at a crystal shop or at a New Age festival. Pardon me. They're the people that come up to you and go, I just need to let you know that Archangel Michael said you need to drink more water. Oh, there's some fairies over there, I might go talk to them. They are literally off with the fairies. These people struggle to survive in the modern world and do day-to-day things. They forget to eat, they forget to pay bills, they forget to pick the kids up from school because they're too busy having their download. They're not nice and grounded like we were talking about yesterday, that tree with the roots in the ground, but their branches reaching up high. That's not about being totally spiritual, because you're totally off with your fairies. You're not quite within your physical body having a physical existence if you can't operate properly. So that's overactive. So how are we going to settle that down? How are we going to get that energy into order? Well, some great crystals. We've been talking a little bit about fluorite, and this is a great example. I'm going to hold this. This is purple fluorite. As I move that around, can you see all the little squares? This is like a little city, I think. So any crystal that grows in squares, purple garnet is a rare one, but a good one to get. This is really good for getting that energy back into order, back into structure. And so purple fluorite is really good. It's a crystal of discernment, getting a bit clearer on what on earth is happening around you, remembering to pick up the kids from school and different things like that. I keep referring to picking up the kids from school. I don't have kids, so I'm not forgetting my kids, unless I do and I've forgotten. But this will really help you stay focused on that. So this is going to be really good for an overactive crown chakra. Our next one is called lepidolite. Lepidolite. It grows in these beautiful sheets, kind of like fish scales. That's a natural piece there. Well, Vicky, you just said you feel like you're off with the fairies some of the time. What will happen, in an effort to try and balance the chakra, it may be underactive at the moment, but then it might go overactive. And what happens if we try and, as we're trying to balance the chakra, let me give you a practical demonstration. Okay, so if we're overactive, normally when you're trying to balance it, it's not going to swing straight back to there on its scale. It'll go under, over, under, over, under, over, until eventually it slows down and becomes balanced. So, the throat chakra is a really good example. Someone who doesn't speak much at work, they don't feel confident at work, what happens when they get home? Blah, 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 blah. That's that trying to balance, that overcompensation, and that type of thing. So that could be what's happening with you today, Vicky. Right, so lepidolite. This is this beautiful one. Now, it gets its purple colour from lithium. Now, what do we use lithium for medically? So, what we use it for is to help people with mood swings, things like bipolar. Lithium is normally prescribed for them. So this again helps to get the moods and bring us back down to earth and calm us down. This is a really good one. What you find if you check the crown chakra, people that have psychiatric issues or mental disorders, sometimes what happens is that it's almost as though their soul is not in line with their body and it's slightly out. And the crown chakra will be a little bit out and sometimes overactive. And that's why you're getting those hallucinations and not seeing what's actually happening in reality. And for that, lepidolite is really, really nice. Really calming effect, helps you kind of feel comfortable. Really good for anyone with Alzheimer's or anything where they're feeling disorientated, having hallucinations, memory loss, anything like that. Calms you down and brings you back in. So this is a really nice one as well. Now, I did talk about sodalite yesterday, not the diet soft drink, but the crystal. It grows in squares as well, and there's a rare type of purple sodalite, which is called, what's the name of that crystal again? Lepidolite was the last one. Vicky, Lepidolite, and we're going to talk a lot about that one in the Nature's Healers course, so stay tuned for that. This is this beautiful bit of hackmanite, and hackmanite is a type of sodalite, and the cool thing is, parts of this stone, the purple, I've talked a lot about tugdapite, but the purple in this will ebb and flow, get brighter and duller, depending on the heat and how much sun is around. So I have a couple of pieces of the grey, and then when you put them in the sun, out comes this bright purple. This is really good again, because it grows in a square for balancing and settling down that overactive crown chakra. Now there are a couple of other ones you can use. Ideally what we want to be using on our crown chakra are violet crystals, but just like we can use black crystals sometimes on your base chakra, you can use some white crystals on your crown chakra. And what you want to do, a really nice white crystal, you just get a little piece of it, a little piece like this. This is selenite. And selenite, what do we use it for? It cleanses and clears energy, helps to take away excess energy. So you can use a little bit of that. Obviously, I've just got a big piece so you can kind of see the beauty of the selenite, but you can use that on the crown chakra, just a small one. You could use a big one if they're laying down and you've got space above, but don't feel that you have to get that big as well. Another really good cleansing crystal is this one here. This is apophyllite. Apophyllite, actually, it looks like quartz in some ways because it's got all the little points, but if you look at apophyllite on the top, I don't know if you can see, no, I don't think it's going to be obvious, but on the top, instead of all coming to a point, it actually comes in this little square. And so this is a really great cleansing crystal. Again, really, really nice to help take away extra energy from that. There is another crystal called pollucite, Pollucite, but it's as rare as rocking horse poo or unicorn poo, whichever you're trying to find. So that one you can use as well. So those are white ones that are really good for energetic cleansing and clearing. So yeah, having a selenite lamp on is just having the selenite lamp not on, the crystal will be working and doing its magic anyway then, regardless of whether the lamp is on or not. So apophyllite is another one you can use for the overactive. So we want to use an essential oil with our crystals to enhance them, because essential oils affect the actual cells of our body within the first minute of coming into contact with them. And so, I've got the right one. We're going to use, with an overactive base chakra, rosemary. Of course, I've got my good old doTERRA essential oils. They're the most pure ones in the world. Comes from the country where the plants are native, and they do a lot of charity work, so that's why we love them. Mwah. Rosemary is good. Rosemary is for remembrance, remembering and becoming back more in tune of why the soul came into this incarnation on a spiritual level, or just remembering that you need to eat as well. So it's really good for jogging that memory and bringing that kind of consciousness and awareness back. Rosemary is also the herb, or the plant, which is most associated with Jupiter, the planet of expansion and spiritual growth and things like that as well. So, I like to show you different healing grids that you can use on yourself or on someone else who you're trying to help balance that chakra. So, the healing grid, we're going to put some rosemary on the crown of the head first, and that's going to set our base. And on top of that, now it's going to be hard obviously because we're lying down. So we're going to lie down and we're going to put it as close as possible. We're going to get some purple fluorite and put that right above the crown. Imagine I'm lying down. Around that, we're going to have 3 selenites. Now we've been working with 4, but we can work with 3 because it's quite a spiritual number. So it's 3, and kind of fan them out behind. So you've got the fluorite here, and then the 3 selenites like that. If you've got rods or tumbled stones, whatever it may be. I hope that makes sense. So 3 like that. You're going to put a lepidolite on the heart. You're then going to put the apophyllite on the third eye, because these two are very closely linked together. So we want to cleanse any of that extra and give a bit more focus. That's going to really help you get a clear perspective. So a nice simple one for an overactive. Fluorite with the 3 selenites around or above it, fanning out like a crown if you can, a lepidolite on the heart, and the apophyllite right there. If that doesn't make sense, let me know. But remember, you'll be learning all these in my online Nature Healers course as well. There'll be diagrams and full descriptions in that as well. Okay, so an underactive crown chakra. I had an underactive crown chakra today. Did anyone else have an underactive crown chakra? Give me a thumbs up if you did. So what we want to do here is, what tends to happen is you're disconnected with your spirituality. The reason why you're here and the reason that you're incarnated. maybe you're not clear on what direction your life is taking at the moment. And so what happens is you're not following this path, or you're off alignment with your path, and in severe circumstances, what tends to happen is you stop other people from exploring spirituality. You're like, don't be silly, if you can't prove it, it can't be real. Things like that. So what we want to do is we want to open up and stimulate this energy center. Now the first crystal we're going to use, good old amethyst. Now isn't it interesting, because amethyst was it was the first crystal I ever bought. And I don't know if you remember what your first crystal that you ever bought was. Please share in the comment section if you'd like. But for many of us, it's an amethyst. Now, amethyst, it's when you buy your first amethyst, it's almost as though there's a part of you that says there's more to this rat race and running around and trying to keep up with everyone else and do my to-do list and be as successful as everyone else, and I just want to stop and pause and see what else there is to life. And selenite really invites you to do that. So selenite is a really great crystal for helping to stimulate the underactive crown chakra, but people often go, well, this is so calming. Why would we want a calming crystal with an underactive chakra? The reason being is because you don't awaken or stimulate the crown chakra by doing more. You awaken it by doing less. From moving from a human doing back to being a human being, just existing. When we slow down, we start to think, we open up to other possibilities, and thus amethyst really helps to stimulate that crown chakra. There are other great ones you can use as well. A very similar in structure and formula and different things, chemical formula and consistency, is purple chalcedony. Give you a bit of an extreme close-up of that one. This one's growing in little blobs. Really beautiful, really peaceful. Probably more angelic in its vibration than an amethyst, but just as effective, if not more. A bit harder to find. This is my beautiful purple chalcedony pendant that I like to wear occasionally. To really encourage you to calm down and listen to the angels and just listen and open up to that spirituality and ask yourself what else there is. What else can we use? We've been talking about aura quartzes all week, where you fuse different metals to the quartzes. Here's our purple one. It's called violet aura quartz. Isn't it a stunning colour? So that is it's clear quartz put in a heated vacuum with some different metals, and they fuse on and create this violet kind of crystal. This is really good because quartz points, anything with a point, helps to put more energy in. And so really good for putting energy in. I've also been talking about opals this week. Opals bring a more playful energy, and there is one called Morado opal or violet flame opal. Here's a big chunk of it there, found in Mexico. That's a really nice one for an for an underactive crown chakra, opening it up. My final one that I really like is a crystal called Stitch Tight. You'll find the Stitch Tight card in my Oracle deck, in my Crystal Keepers Oracle, and it's also been added to my new version of the Crystal Connections book. Now this is a really amazing one because what it helps you to do is this is about remembering our gifts, and this also encourages you to share those gifts with other people. So if you know your gifts but you're not sharing them, then Stitch Tight's really good, plus it helps to stimulate that crown chakra. So we're going to pair that with an essential oil. Now if we're using amethyst, or any of the crystals I've just spoken about, to slow us down, to allow us to stimulate or awaken or become more aware of our spirituality and our crown chakra. If that's the 101 of crystals, what's our 101 of aromatherapy? Good old, I can't even get the label, that was a fail. And good old lavender. Again, lavender encourages us to slow down. It helps us to sleep. You know, with the lavender, if I can't sleep at night, this will guarantee to knock you out. It's 2 or 3 drops on your hands, rub it over your hands, and breathe that in, and that will work wonders. If any of you are having problems sleeping, please shoot me a PM, and I'd love to talk to you about lavender and a couple of other things that doTERRA do that have been helping massive amounts of people get a much better night's sleep. I had a friend's sister who was only sleeping 2 to 3 nights a week. We gave her some lavender and a couple of other things, and she slept 7 the next night, and she was like, oh my God. So, you know, sleep is really important because to be spiritual, we need to look after our physical well-being as well. So, a bit of lavender works really well. We're going to put that on our crown chakra, and then what we're going to build around that, we're going to get a bit of amethyst. That can be a tumbled stone, it can be a little cluster, it can be whatever, and we're going to put that near the crown. We're then going to surround that in a bit of an arc with either 3 or 9. These are magical numbers, and we're trying to bring them in either clear quartz points, because they're going to send the energy into the amethyst and into the chakra point, or if you've got some violet auras, put them around, or you can also, either one of those two. So the aura quartz is the clear quartz. Sending them in, you want the points going in, 3 or 9. Now, if you don't have 3 or 9 of these, you can use them and clear quartz for the other one. So they're sending it in. Then we're going to put a stitch tie by each ear. Almost looks like my ear. There and there. We're going to put the violet flame, because of that flame, that strength, that real power, we're going to put that on the solar plexus chakra, right there. So, that can be a really nice one. So, opal flame on the solar plexus chakra, stitch tie at each ear, amethyst here with the 3 or 9 coming in and bringing in that extra energy. So that's a really nice one for helping stimulate and bring that the crown chakra back into balance. So, maybe you've got a balanced crown chakra at the moment. Did anyone get a balanced crown chakra today? If you did, give me a thumbs up right now. Well done for you if you did. We want to keep that balance. Just like when we're healthy, we want to keep our health and we take supplements. What crystals and oils can we do and use to keep us nice and balanced? So all week I've been talking about tourmalines, and you can get purple tourmalines. Can be a bit hard to find sometimes. Let me grab my purple one. This is my purple tourmaline. You can see again, you've got the lines along here. And so what happens with purple tourmalines, it ebbs and flows that energy backwards and forwards and really helps to balance and keep that chakra balanced. One of my favorites to work with is, where did I pop it? Here's my tumble piece, here's my raw piece, Sugi light. Now, pronounced Sugi light, named after Kenichi Sugi, a Japanese petrologist who actually discovered it first in Japan. If I had a crystal named after me, one day, I would want it pronounced properly as well. So Sugi light, not like ghee as in geese, not sugar light or saga light or anything like that. It's spelled S-U-G-I-L-I-T-E. This is a really nice one. It's a crystal of universal love. And so that's a great one to help awaken and keep this balanced and actually take you to higher levels of that balanced crown chakra. So when a chakra is balanced, it doesn't mean that we have to stop it and keep it that way. It can still expand in a healthy way, as all of our chakras expand, because our energy also ebbs and flows around our aura. You know, when we're sick or if we're keeping to ourselves, our aura is very small, but when we feel confident, it starts to grow. And we can actually use different crystals to start to grow all of our energy field, including our chakras, so that we're a bit more dynamic and we're out there and we're making a more positive influence on people around you. I'm sure you could think of people in your life that have a big aura compared to a small aura, and Sugi light really helps to expand that aura as well. Now, remember we're talking about the crown chakra. When it's nice and balanced, you know exactly what you're meant to be doing in this lifetime. You're aware of your gifts. If you're not sure what you're doing with your life, you want to get some of this Charite, C-H-A-R-O-I-T-E. Beautiful crystal found in the Chara River in Russia, and really helps you get clear on what your life purpose is and what you want to be doing. Now, I'm going to take you on a bit of a journey now. I'm going to get rarer and rarer. Oh, one crystal I forgot to get, but we talked about it yesterday. Tanzanite. It's kind of an indigo to violet colour, works really well with the third eye and really well with the crown. Get some tanzanite, and that can be a good one to work with up there as well. Let's get rarer than that. This is... no, I don't have any tanzanite here. This is a Tiffany stone. I love this piece. I don't know if you can see the little tree in there. There's a branch, and then it kind of looks like there are the leaves of it. So Tiffany stone is found in Utah in the USA and a place in the world. It's a combination of fluorite and a few other things all growing together. So you get this beautiful purple and white crystal. Isn't it stunning? Now, what Tiffany stone reminds you to do is to make sure that your spirituality is pleasurable. You know, a lot of the time we try and be really serious, and I must go outside and meditate, I must do this, and I must, and it's, you know, if it doesn't feel right, then it's not right for you. And spirituality or anything in life should always feel good and be in the flow with what's meant to be in alignment with your soul path. And you know, I remember when I used to, before I was teaching crystals as a profession or as a career, I used to work as a travel agent. And I'd come home, this is when I lived in Melbourne, and each night, if it was really exhausting, I'd just lay on the couch. I had favourite soundtracks that I like to listen to, and I'd just sit with a crystal. Just hold it wherever I want to do, in my hand, on a chakra, on my heart, wherever, and just allow that music and allow me to to dance with the crystal on an energetic level. And that's how I really learned to build my relationship with each of the crystals. You don't have to do things that are really harsh or stressful or anything. Find it in a pleasurable way. And Tiffany Stone reminds you that your spiritual path should be more pleasurable and helps you to enjoy that spiritual path as well. Little side note, may be of interest, Tiffany Stone helps to move sex into lovemaking. So a nice one to put in the bedroom as well. What else have I got for you? Another one, where did I put it? Called Spurite. Spurite is this little purple one, sometimes found as strombolite as well. And this this resonates with Kookaburra. It's very much about laughter. Again, having fun. Spiritual journeys should be fun. You should be laughing all the time. And if it's not fun, don't do it that way. And this wants you to lighten up. That also helps you to be a bit of a, when you're stressing too much about something, if you can laugh at any situation and not take it too seriously, then that can be a really good thing to do. So Spurite's a really nice one. We're going to go even deeper now. This is an even rare one. This is called Purple Scapolite. Scapolite. And Purple Scapolite is a really nice one for helping cut off all things from past karma, family, DNA issues, all that kind of thing, and make sure that you're moving forward without carrying that baggage with you. Really nice in that way. Another one that's really good, we talked about amethyst before. This is snow-capped amethyst. Look at this. You've got the clear points there. On the top, it's snowed amethyst, and it's all landed on the top. It can be a really nice, peaceful one to work with on that crown chakra. Probably my highest vibration and most magical one that I have to show you today. It's called Purple Smith Snow. Look at that. Soft purple bubbles. Isn't it beautiful? Smith Snow really, again, helps to clear away things that aren't serving you and really invites things that are serving you into your life. And so it's a really nice one to work with when you've got a balanced crown chakra and you want to start to take it to that next level. What essential oil are we going to work with to in harmony with these crystals? One of the most spiritual crystals, essential oils in the world, frankincense. The oil of God's helping hand. Allows you to slow down, relax, allows the body. It's really good. It's one of the most powerful anti-inflammatories known to man. doTERRA and Dr. Hill recommends taking 2 drops under the tongue morning and night, because doTERRA and not other oils, don't do the same with other oils, but doTERRA are pure enough that you can actually ingest many of them, and frankincense is one of them. 2 drops under the tongue morning and night really helps to soothe inflammation throughout the body. As we heal our body, we allow our spirituality to evolve as well. This works really well with all the ones I've been talking about for the balanced chakra. So to keep that chakra balance, and it helps you connect with spirit or God or goddess and bring their energy in and give you a helping hand to evolve to the next level. So Vicky loves frankincense. I love frankincense too. Beautiful, beautiful one. That's why Jesus got it. Frankincense is as important as gold. Right, so let's make a mega super cool grid for the crown chakra if you're nice and balanced, to help expand that energy and kind of evolve you to the next level on your spiritual path. So what we're going to do, we're going to get a sugalite and we're going to put that right at the crown, imagining that you're lying down. We're then going to surround that by either the purple tourmalines, 3 or 9 again, or a quartz or a combination, 3 or 9. We're going to put our tanzanite on our third eye. Purple scapolite on the heart to help heal all that hurt from the past that we carry through from past lives and different things like that. Charoite, which is that one there, on our solar plexus. And we're going to put a Tiffany stone, because that's about pleasure, as is our sacral chakra, on our sacral chakra. And we're going to put an amethyst in each hand, or a snow-capped amethyst if you've got one and you're being fancy. So let me go through that again. Sugalite on the top with either 3 or 9 pointing in, or in and out. You can get the kind of energy flowing backwards and forwards. Play around with that, see how it feels. So 3 or 9, combination of clear quartz, violet aura quartz, and your purple tourmaline. As we move down, we've got tanzanite here. On the heart, we've got purple scapolite. On the solar plexus, we've got charoite. And on the sacral chakra, we've got Tiffany stone with an amethyst in each hand. And this is going to super size you. I'd love to hear back. I'd love to hear messages and let me know how you go doing that grid. Now, obviously, some of these crystals are quite hard to find. And so what you need, if you don't have all of them, just start doing the grid. You can either substitute an amethyst or a softer purple crystal for that crystal at the time, or just leave that out. The main one is that you have that main point on the actual crown chakra with the supporting ones. These other ones will just bring more and new different levels in. But I'd really like to hear about how you go with that. What other essential oils can we use with these as well? Let me show you a couple. A really nice one I love. Big tree oils I love. And this is white fir. This is so refreshing and uplifting. It almost takes me to the heavens just by smelling it. Really cleanses away all rubbish and lets you lift, kind of like, growing a pair of wings. And then as you kind of smell it, you lift away from all those worries, all those things that keep you bound and takes you up to the heavens. This is heavenly. I love this one. Now we're talking about spurite before, and even Tiffany stone being a bit more playful. And there's a beautiful essential oil called Mei Chang or Litsea. And the plant has these beautiful yellow flowers, but purple berries, kind of like peppercorn kind of berries. And that's where the essential oil actually comes from. Funnily enough, it has a real lemony smell about it, but really helps to clear away all that rubbish. It's a really good aura cleanser, Litsea, and it's really good for the crown chakra. It kind of has a teenage energy about it. So it's kind of like, it's a kind of stress less. It's just chill out and have fun and enjoy the path. And that's very much what Litsea is all about. Now, I do have another oil, which we talked about, when our mind's not functioning properly, we're a little bit scattered and we need to focus. And this is called In Tune. This is a blend of theirs. It has some really great oils in it. And rubbing it on the back of the neck is probably the best way that I've found to use this, because that's going straight into your central nervous system and having a real effect. Whereas, they call it their focus blend, and it really helps us to kind of ground and focus on what the task is at hand. So if you're getting distracted by the fairies and all that type of thing, or too much energy coming in, even amazing effects on people with ADHD or ADD, this can be really good and really supportive of that as well, and to help them to focus. So if you're having problems focus, then that is going to be a golden one. I'm going to talk about another blend just in a second, because first we need to talk about our animals. So what animal guides work really well with the crown chakra? The first one is owl. Now owl is all about silent wisdom. Owls, you never know they're around, you hardly hear them apart from the occasional hoot. When they're hunting, a lot of the time their prey doesn't actually realise they've been caught until they're actually in the talons of the owl. So owl reminds us that we don't learn when we talk. We learn when we shut up, stop and listen. It's that silent wisdom. Athena, who was a Greek goddess of wisdom, she had an owl on her shoulder, and the owl would whisper everything that she would miss. So she was one of the wisest goddesses around. She was a war goddess, but she would never go to war. It was the very last choice or option. She would always try and find win-win situations. Very wise indeed, and owl teaches us to do that. So if you're trying to learn, if you're trying to grow spiritually, a lot of the time we don't speak. We stop. We listen, we observe, we sense, we feel within our body, we introspect, and that allows the crown chakra to flourish. And so owl really supports that. Works beautifully as a trilogy with lavender. Put some lavender in your hands, breathe that in, hold your amethyst, and then close your eyes and allow owl to impart the wisdom. Now, as we become more connected spiritually, that's not about just kind of lifting up and going and flying with the angels. It's about being connected spiritually to all the other people on this planet. And an animal that really teaches us about that is beaver. Beaver works beautifully with Sugi light, and beaver reminds us that all of our actions should not just benefit us ourselves. As we remember that kind of connection that we have, beaver should also remind us that everything we do should benefit the whole community. So when beaver builds his dam, it doesn't just benefit him and his family. Sometimes muskrats and different things will come and stay up in there to get away from predators. But creating that dam changes the whole ecosystem, and ducks and fish and all different things come and breed and feed around that time. So that is a really great guide to call on to make you more community minded, to make sure what you're doing is totally in balance and considering everyone around. So you're not just working for yourself, you're working for the benefit of all the community. So I like to share with you a crown chakra blend. So what can we do with blending some of these essential oils together, work with some of these amazing crystals, and really keep our crown chakra flourishing and bound. So what we're going to do is you need 2 parts of the white fir. When you smell this doTERRA white fir, you'll know exactly why I'm banging on about it all the time. This and their Douglas fir. Mwah! Amazing. So 2 parts of that. 1 part frankincense, 1 part lavender. Nice and easy, simple yet effective, like me. So when I say 2, 1 and 1, that can be, basically you could do 10 drops of white fir in a roller, and then maybe 5 of lavender, 5 of frankincense, or doing it in your diffuser. However you want to use that, or mixing it in a little bowl with some fractionated coconut oil and anointing yourself in it. finishing up with the crown and rubbing it in your scalp and saying a crown chakra 1, like I am connected, is a really good way to really work with that crown chakra. Other things we can do to work with our crown chakra, keeping it and bringing it into balance, surrounding ourselves in purple and wearing purple, listening to music in the key of B, because as we go up, we kind of go through the musical keys, so it's C, D, E, F, G, A, B. That can be really good, and there are different yoga poses that are really good for that, and eating purple foods can be really good as well. So purple cabbage is really good for the crown chakra, as are like purple berries and things like that. Anything you can find that's purple, not dyed purple, that doesn't count. Now, interesting enough, frankincense and sandalwood work really well together to actually oxygenate the pituitary gland, because each chakra rules a gland as well. You've got let me run through them quickly. Base chakra is the adrenals. Your sacral chakra is either the ovaries or the testes. The solar plexus chakra is the spleen. Heart is the thymus. This is the thyroid. This is the pituitary, and this is the pineal. Now, to oxygenate them, sandalwood and frankincense are great for that. Breathing them in together, or just one of them, will bring more oxygen to those two glands. Now, there is an amazing blend that doTERRA has called Salubel, and it's got frankincense, it's got sandalwood, it's got rose, it's got helichrysum, amazing ones. And this is actually for your face. It actually helps to relax the facial skin. It helps with fine lines, and it just brings you, helps you to be more radiant. But how I like to do it is I will actually draw a star on my hands, rub it together, and breathe it in. With rose, one of the highest vibration oils known on this planet, plus frankincense and sandalwood that help to oxygenate the crown, the pineal and the pituitary gland. This is amazing. Now, you can get it from doTERRA. Members pay about $100, but if you're interested in doing my my Nature Healers course, my online course, which I've been promoting all week, if you do that before Australian time Friday, you get this for free. And if you've already signed up, you're going to get this for free anyway. So a little goodie for that too as well. So with the Nature Healers course, let me tell you a little bit of that to finish off. Basically, that is spans over 6 months. You get information each week, homework, handouts, videos, the whole kit and caboodle, as well as live interaction with me, so you can actually ask your questions and we can go backwards and forwards. All that's going to happen, and we're going to teach you all about the chakras, all about healing the body, all about working with astrology, working a little bit with angels, with animal guides, all different things. But it's going to be, you're going to have all the notes. You're going to have homework each week. So all the things we've been talking about, we're actually going to see and do all these things in the Nature's Healers course. It goes over those 6 months. So you can actually start to, you get it on at the start of the week. I give you homework to practice what we've talked about for that week, and you'll come back the next week and be ready for the next lesson. So it's all very good and well to sit here and listen to me talk, but you'll probably lose half of it. The Nature's Healers course is designed so that you're actually practicing it, and that you actually learn it and apply it and practice it on yourself and other people. It's based on helping you to become more healthy physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually through using oils, through using crystals, and other gifts from nature. So I'd love you to become part of it. We've got a few spots left. Shoot me a message or email me. The details are all over my Facebook page. They're going on to be on my new website, which will be launched very soon, and they'll be in the 7 Days and 7 Chakras, or 7 Chakras and 7 Days Facebook event as well. If you can't find the information, there's something wrong. So, some little crown chakra specials to finish off tonight. If you'd like to get the basic frankincense, lavender and rosemary, so rosemary for an overactive crown chakra, lavender for an underactive, and frankincense for a balance, $180.14. I'm talking Australian dollars because that's where I am. If you become a doTERRA member though, for only $35, if I sort that out for you, you get $135 for those free. Frankincense is really hard to get, so a really good one is really expensive, and this one you can ingest. Amazing! So, if you want to add the white fir, if that really resonated with you, that really, uplifting tree, that is $46 or $34.50. If you want to add Litsia, that one that reminds us to be a bit more playful, it's the Stress Less oil, $47 or $35 for members. And if you'd like the In Tune, the Focus one, $57.33 or $43 for members. If you become a member today with me, you'll get a free crown chakra roller. I'll pop that in the mail for you. And if you want some crystals, we've got an amethyst and 4 clear quartz points for a real basic grid. Then you can actually have that for just $10 as well. So thank you so much for joining me. I know I've seen some of you pop up and be here for all 7 days, and I really thank you for that. Of course, these offers will be available forevermore or for a long time on that event page. If you have any questions at all, please fire them in the next couple of seconds and I'll do my best to answer them. And apart from that, I really hope to see a whole bunch of you on the Nature's Healers course. That's going to be fun. We're going to get to talk, we're going to answer the questions, we're going to go through it really slowly, and by the end of the year, as you get ready to go into 2018, you'll have all these different tools that you'll really be able to use all of the time to actually work with these gifts from nature, because nature gives us these amazing crystals. We dig them out of the ground. She gives us these plants and we've found how to get the most potent essential oils in the world out of them. She has put other animals on this earth to teach us. We see what's happening in the stars. The universe is supporting you and wants you to live a life of love, happiness and well-being. And let me show you how to use these tools to experience that for yourself, for those others that you love and those in your community. Thank you so much for joining me for the last 7 days as we went through the 7 chakras. I hope that my gifts to you have been valuable, and I look forward to working with you again in the Nature's Healers course or any other way. I'm Adam Barralet. Blessed be.